This is Monkey World, the largest ape and monkey rescue centre on the planet. With every animal comes a story. Some funny, some shocking. Dramas great and small. Today on Monkey Life, Jim and Alison are on a special mission to Mexico. They are here to collect a lively 3-year-old chimp called Bryan, who's been mistreated by his owner.
He's a very happy, very healthy little boy.
Jim gets to fulfill an ambition.
Best of luck, fellas.
And there's frustration when Alison tries to track down an adult chimp called Coco. Rescuing primates is a crucial part of Monkey World's work. So far, the park has rescued 118 primates with the help of 15 governments around the world. Today, they're about to break new territory. Jim and Alison Cronin have travelled 5,000 miles away to Cancun in Mexico. It's their first rescue mission in this country, and it's for a young male chimpanzee called Bryan.
Gracias. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sorry.
What?
It's all yours. Oh. He's got his mom. Oh, he's a good boy.
The mission to rescue Bryan began a year ago. It hasn't been easy.
Good boy.
In October 2005, Hurricane Wilma hit Cancun. It took several weeks before anyone could confirm that Bryan had survived the storm. And then, Jim and Alison were faced with pages of official paperwork and frustrating transatlantic bureaucracy. Finally, with the help of local conservationists Gloria Fraser and Sarah Rincon, Jim and Alison managed to get the Mexican authorities to confiscate Bryan. Since then, he's been living at Escaret Eco Park. It's a 5-hectare conservation site, and a wide variety of native species live there. But chimpanzees are not native to Mexico, and it's important for Bryan to grow up with other chimps, so Monkey World were asked to give him a home.
Come here. Good boy.
It seems the 3-year-old is already making quite an impression on Jim and Alison.
No. Good boy.
They will have daily meetings with Bryan. It's important he gets to know them because it will make it easier for him to settle back into life at Monkey World.
Got him.
Yeah, I know.
I got him in a spot. Oh, he's a good boy. You know what I'm really happy about is he's a very happy, very healthy little boy. And it's great when a place like this has gone to so much trouble. He's been loved, he's been looked after, he looks terrific, and he's a lot of fun. That's a happy boy. Drink break.
Bryan's story is typical of many chimps used in the tourist industry. He was stolen from the wild in West Africa and was being trained as a beach photographer's prop. He may have had a difficult start in life, but he's a very lively and sociable chimp, and Jim thinks he could make the perfect playmate for one of the park's cheekiest residents.
If I had to find one chimp that Seamus is gonna think it's like his little brother, it's like perfect for him. So, the only difference with him and Seamus, he's got no teeth and he's far too clean. Far too clean. Seamus is gonna muddy this boy up.
And back at the park in Bryan's future home, Seamus is causing havoc, as usual. It will be fantastic for Seamus to have a new playmate, but hopefully not all of his naughty behaviour will rub off on Bryan. The rest of the group are enjoying a new delicacy, young coconuts, which have extra soft flesh inside. It's the first time they've tried it. The chimps are always interested in anything new, especially food. 5-year-old Pip is usually quite shy, but even she is curious about this new treat. She takes some from Johnny. Johnny can be unpredictable, so it's very positive that she allows Pip to share. Seamus has stopped terrorising adult female Lulu and has decided to see if she'll share with him. The little hooligan is used to getting spoiled by foster mum Sally, but Lulu isn't as much of a pushover. And she won't respond well to being challenged. Seamus is a determined young chimp who likes to get his own way. But today, even a tasty treat isn't worth a showdown with feisty Lulu. Foraging for food is an important part of chimp life. In the wild, they can cover up to 4 miles a day in search of something to eat. And a young chimp is totally dependent on its mum. They will learn everything from her, including how to forage and what food is safe to eat. Lulu and Sally are the only adults in the group, so the youngsters will learn from them. And although treats can cause squabbles, it's lovely to see the others join them without tempers getting flared. Hopefully Bryan will fit in perfectly with this friendly bunch, as long as he's not learning the ropes from Seamus. But back in Mexico, Alison's finding out that Bryan already has quite a lively personality.
Bryan!
He doesn't want to let her out of his enclosure.
You're not gonna let me go! Are you not gonna let me go? Bryan has decided I can't leave. We'll just have to trick you somehow, won't we?
Bryan's found his mom. Bryan actually found his mom. He's crazy about Alison.
We get on well.
He walked in there, and Bryan just went, "That's it, this is over." And Bryan just loved her.
In a few days, Jim and Alison will be taking Bryan back to Monkey World. But before they go, there's something else they need to do. An adult female chimp called Coco needs their help too. Alison's been following her plight for over 3 years.
I've been receiving letters and photographs from tourists who come to Cancun on holiday and see Coco being paraded down the beaches in the midday sun, running from umbrella to umbrella, stealing people's drinks. And this photographer apparently takes Coco and sort of pushes her on top of tourists for photographs, asks for $10 for every photograph, and so he's working her on the beaches every day. I think even Coco is getting a bit tired of it because several of the reports have said that Coco has actually grabbed hold of women on the beach or even out on the street in Cancun and sort of tried to bite them. Sadly for Coco, she's had all of her teeth knocked out in the front, so when she tries to bite somebody, she doesn't do any harm. But nonetheless, you know, that side of her chimp behavior is coming out and she's objecting.
Coco is actually owned by the same man who bought Bryan. But because Bryan was so young, he had a very lucky escape.
I think the problem is that the Mexican authorities see it is extremely difficult to try to confiscate this chimpanzee that's 20 years old. But when Bryan appeared, and all of a sudden we've got the baby to one day replace Coco, they've grabbed Bryan, and the question really is, will they, can they, take that next step to do something about Coco?
It's personal now. We know Coco. I've got photographs of Coco. I could pick Coco out of a lineup. I don't think we'll rest until we get Coco confiscated and then back to the park.
Jim and Alison are desperate to catch a glimpse of Coco. They want to see for themselves the sort of life she's leading. So they search all the places Coco has been spotted. And at last, as night falls, they get a lead on where she will be tonight.
We've been going through the shopping centers, the beaches, in the midday sun, doing exactly what Coco does, and I can tell you right now, it's hard, hot work, but finally, at the end of today, we had a tip-off.
There's miles of beach here. There's a lot of shops, a lot of places you can be at any given time. To find out that we might know where she's gonna be at 7 o'clock tonight, that's phenomenal. If we see her tonight, and when we see her tonight, she's been working since this morning. Now, apparently, she works from 7 at night till 10 at night. So poor Coco is working at 12, 13, 14-hour day, and that's the life that she leads.
But Coco does not show up. Although they're disappointed, there is some good news. The police are going to raid Coco's owner's house. They might even confiscate her, and they've asked Jim and Alison to come with them. Coco is a fully grown chimp, and the police are worried that she could become violent. They need support from some experts in chimp behavior.
We've been told that actually on Monday the police would like us to accompany them and actually go to the man's house and either have a look at Coco. We're not quite clear what they're saying yet. It's not quite straightforward whether they want us to just have a look at her and consider her circumstances, or whether they simply want to take her on Monday and take her to Escaret to be dealt with in future.
In the morning, there's more bad news. The police are forced to cancel their plans to confiscate Coco. The police reassure Jim and Alison they will not give up on the adult chimp, but they can only take Coco from her owner if they witness her being worked. It might take another year for them to pin down Coco's owner, but Alison's already waited over 3 years and has no intention of giving up. For now, though, they need to return their attentions to Bryan and his safe journey back to Monkey World. But no matter how far they are from Monkey World, they always keep in contact. And today, animal manager Jeremy needs to talk to them about chimpanzee Jolene.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, Jeremy, how are you?
Not too bad. Too bad. Just going to fill you in on Jolene.
She has been unwell for a couple of weeks and had a series of tests to try and work out what was wrong. But the test results are back now, and they haven't shown up anything sinister. She even began to pick up, and the team were hopeful she was on the mend. But now, she's in decline again. So today, the vet has given her a steroid injection.
Come on.
This will reduce any inflammation she has, provide pain relief, and act as a general pick-me-up.
Since then, she has actually picked up and
Yeah.
she started eating, and so we've managed to get the antibiotic into her.
Okay.
And we're just giving her a lot of fuss and attention and making her comfortable and happy here in the bedrooms.
Although everyone is pleased Jolene is feeling better, she will need to be closely monitored. The steroids are only tackling her symptoms and not the cause of her illness.
She's responding.
Okay.
She's responding really well, and she's talking a lot, and I'm a lot happier than what I was yesterday.
All right, hey, hang in there. Keep everything going.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see you later. I'll call you as soon as something else is going on. See you later.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye. It's really nice to know he's there holding the fort.
Jeremy was really concerned, and sort of, when Jeremy finally admits that he's really concerned, you better start moving.
We're gonna have to consider more blood tests, and we're really gonna have to sit down and talk with John and Mike and try to get a handle on this thing. So, because we actually don't know, in the end, what her problem is right now.
Happy that Jeremy has everything under control back home, Jim and Alison can concentrate on their challenge. It's time for their second meeting with Bryan. It's taken a year to get all the paperwork in order for Bryan to come to England. And during this time, he's been very happy at Escaret Eco Park.
Whoa, he's a good boy.
He may be happy now, but when Bryan opens his mouth, it's a glimpse into the life he used to lead. All of his teeth, apart from 4 molars, have been knocked out.
We've seen it before with many primates where the front teeth get removed, but never all of them. So we were trying to figure out how somebody could have, it would have been a big operation to remove every single tooth in the poor little guy's head. Yeah, go get Jim. Nightmare even as a beach photographer's prop, which just goes to show why the teeth get pulled out, why they get put on drugs, why they get beat up. The whole thing is simply an unmitigated nightmare and means that Bryan was made an orphan, his mother killed. And for what?
This would not be a fun life for Bryan. It would be long, it would be 16-hour days, and there's a good chance, that he could die young because of it. And it's because of Escaret and places like Escaret that we can work with, that we can make it stop, and we can give Bryan a home.
Escaret doesn't usually care for chimpanzees, but it's clear they've done an excellent job looking after Bryan. They specialize in giving sanctuary to native species, and like Jim and Alison, their conservation work is very important to them. They're keen to show them the work they do with sea turtles.
And one of the things that Alison I found really exciting was the opportunity to work with another organization, to work with Escaret and see what one of their programs is like. Very, very different from what we do, but kind of the similar.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's very much, there's a lot of similarities because it's about rescue, it's about rehabilitation, and it's also about the release of the sea turtles back into the ocean.
Escaret has an ongoing program dedicated to the conservation of threatened turtles. Every 2 months, they take 1 or 2 nests from the beach back to the park. This not only protects the unborn babies, it also educates people about them. And a couple of weeks after hatching, the baby turtles are released into the sea. To date, they've released over 29,000 baby turtles back to the ocean. And Jim and Alison are about to see some of the lucky ones that made it.
I think for Alison and I mean, it's just been amazing. I mean, this was really one of my first loves, and somewhere along the line, you know, I left the idea of being in the ocean and studying the ocean and found myself with primates. So this is kind of a dream come true for us.
The team has discovered a viral infection, which is isolated to this bay. It's making the turtles ill. To combat the problem, they need to do regular health checks.
They've gotten the measurements, the length, the width, fecal samples, 2 different kinds of blood tests. I mean, it's a really thorough job, and it's not easy work. You know, you get huffing and puffing here pretty quick. They're incredibly powerful. Those flippers are so strong. We are so pleased that we could really be here.
With the assistance of Escaret, hopefully this population of turtles will continue to thrive. And as night falls, it's time for an even bigger treat for Jim, releasing the next generation of baby sea turtles into the ocean.
Best of luck, fellas.
Only a few of these babies will make it to adulthood. Many will get eaten by seabirds, crabs, and fish. But the rest will disappear off to grow up in the ocean. They won't be seen again until they are young adults.
It's just amazing to be able to participate in something like this and see it through from beginning to end, and to earlier today see some individuals who have done exactly what these little guys did tonight and know that they're out there and actually surviving and doing well. It's just fantastic.
Oh, wow. Wasn't that something?
It's been an emotional trip for Jim and Alison.
Hola, sweet pea. Hey.
Although they are thrilled to be taking Bryan home with them, they are frustrated that they've had to leave without even seeing Coco. Alison has been fighting for Coco for over 3 years, and she is not going to give up. But for now, everyone is focused on 3-year-old Bryan's safe journey to England.
Okay.
Easy. He needs to be in the shade.
We need him?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's not sure what's going on. There's so many people around and everything. But you can see he fits into the box very nicely. And you can't be too worried if you're prepared to eat your banana. Good boy.
Bryan may well fit in his box, but it seems the box may not fit into the plane.
Box has been here for a long time. But they've just switched planes going back. And now they were worried about the width of the box. And I'm thinking, you are kidding me.
Zach Tidy from the travel company is on hand to sort the problem out.
So the actual hold door is 38 inches wide, which is pretty much the width of this crate. But if we do find when we get there it is too tight to get the aft hold, we've got like a plan B.
Oh, okay, so
we'll
he's
get him
in.
on. We'll definitely get him on.
I mean,
one way or the other.
Get this.
Bryan is understandably nervous of what's going on around him.
We're gonna unload him.
And when the team make it to the airport, the temperature and the tempers reach boiling point.
He must go now. Hey, he must go now. He must go. It's too hot.
Vámonos.
Let's go. Come on, you have to go.
It's vital Bryan is kept in the shade while the paperwork to allow him airside is sorted out.
The sun is still beating down. He must be in the shade. Everybody can say hello to him, but please put him in the shade. They're all just playing with the box.
Alison is desperate to make sure the 3-year-old is okay, but no one is allowed to accompany him while he goes through the cargo.
He will die.
He will die very fast. in the sun.
This needs to be put in the shade, please.
They're not putting the box in the shade. Yes, we
I am
must
a
go.
doctor. Tell the man in the yellow he's still not in the shade. They are not putting the box in the shade.
She eventually persuades them to let her through.
You are the doctor. Go to the chipmunk, please.
All right, thank you very much.
Stay there.
Well, they've let Alison go through, which is very nice. Thank you very much. We don't have the right pass, really, to be in this area, but they've made an exception so that Alison can go through and stay with Bryan. Alison will now get Bryan in the shade. No one will get in her way. I mean, that's just a fact.
Jim and Alison have been on many rescue missions, but they never relax until the animals are safely back at the park.
Okay? Excellent.
In just a couple of days, Bryan will be living with the other chimps for the first time. And for Sarah Rincon, who has been instrumental in this rescue, it's the moment she's been waiting for.
You're very welcome.
Traernos a un medio ambiente similar al de ellos. Que Dios los bendiga y vamos a seguir rescatando animalitos. Eso queda como un compromiso.
We will take good care of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome to Bryan. I hope he really enjoys the flight with us.
Next time, Bryan makes it safely back to Monkey World and meets keeper Lee.
Hello.
And Chimp Jolene takes a turn for the worse.
We're going in here to see if there's anything that's feasible to do. I'm frightened there isn't.
This is Monkey World, the largest ape and monkey rescue centre on the planet. With every animal comes a story. Some funny, some shocking. Dramas great and small. Today on Monkey Life, toddler chimpanzee Bryan recovers from his 5,000-mile journey from Mexico. And there's a medical crisis for chimpanzee Jolene.
We're going in here as an emergency to see if there's anything that's feasible to do. I'm frightened there isn't.
Many of the primates rescued by Monkey World arrive with physical and psychological scars from their previous lives. It's the job of the primate care staff to rehabilitate them, and one of their priorities is settling the animals into family groups.
Little boy, say hello.
It's early morning and the newest arrival is ready for breakfast.
Hello. What you been doing?
3-year-old chimpanzee Bryan arrived late last night after a 5,000-mile journey from Mexico.
I spent the night to start with next door to him, and he was really calm. A little bit jet lagged, waking up every couple of hours and investigating everything. But apart from that, he was, he had a good night.
Bryan was stolen from the wild in West Africa. He was found living in Mexico and confiscated by the authorities. He's still a toddler, so it's hoped that he hadn't suffered too much physical or psychological damage. Sadly, he had most of his teeth pulled out by his owner, but this hasn't affected his happy nature.
He's a really nice lad. He's full of character. I mean, you can see he's all over the place. He's not sat in one corner worrying at all. He's just really enjoying himself.
Bryan seems to love fruit, but he is a bit lazy and only eats it if it's peeled for him.
You want a grape?
This habit will have to change because once he joins the chimp nursery, breakfast will be self-service.
You're going to have to learn to do this yourself. You have another 59 chimps to look after as well, you know.
With breakfast over, there's one last job for headkeeper Lee. But Bryan thinks it's his first game of the day.
Make you all nice and soft. Because of the climate he comes from, it's going to be far more humid than it is in this country. So what we do tend to find is that the skin will dry out slightly. So what we'll do is we use vegetable oil to put on the hands and feet, on the coat if we can. At this age, if you make it all nice, when he's an adult, it's not going to be a problem when we need to oil his hands or feet. I mean, his hair is absolutely lovely, his skin is absolutely lovely. You know, there's a couple of dry patches on his shoulders, but that's going to happen. But apart from that, and only having 3 teeth, he's really, really in good condition.
And for Bryan, the oil is also the perfect drink to wash down his breakfast. In the next few days, he'll have a full health check, and then he'll meet his new family, including resident tearaway 7-year-old Seamus.
He's going to be an excellent playmate for Seamus. Probably one of the things Seamus misses is that someone who's full of life and wants to get involved. Bryan's perfect. You know, he should fit in so well. Yeah, within a week of playing with Seamus, you're going to be horrible. You're going to be horrible. Oh.
There are 15 different species of primate at Monkey World. They all originate from a variety of habitats, from the forests of Africa to the jungles of South America and Asia. But one thing they all have in common is that they have larger brains than most other animals, which means they need lots to keep them occupied. Their wild cousins forage for food for most of the day, often travelling long distances between feeding sites. So here at the park, the primate care staff always try to find new and interesting ways to encourage the animals to work harder for their food. Today, Paddy's chimpanzee group are getting a puzzle feeder. Wedged in the holes are carrots, apples and peanut butter, perfect for keeping the troop busy. A chimpanzee's primary sense is sight, and it doesn't take long for 17-year-old Chatter to spot the feeders. The others are not far behind. Alpha male Paddy isn't very bright, and it looks like the feeder is a bit too challenging for him, so he's happy to let the females investigate. When food is concerned, it's every chimp for themselves, and a chimp's life would not be the same without some sort of squabble. 26-year-old Grisby soon works out her game plan. She tries to hog as much of the pole as possible. And, as usual, right in the thick of things is the youngest of the bunch. Eddie is 5 years old. She was born at the park and she's the only chimp to be successfully raised by her group from birth. She's desperate to get her hands on the treats, but Grisby's still determined to hog the pole. And now that Eddie is 5, she'll just have to wait her turn like the others. Eddie, the ambitious, is not going to give up that easily. But she is testing Grisby's patience. Eddie is beginning to realise that she's quickly losing her baby status privileges. Cheeky Gamba is also getting frustrated with Grisby's control over the feeder. He comes up with a plan to dislodge Grisby, but she's not going anywhere. Even second-in-command Jimmy has to wait patiently for his turn. But when alpha male Paddy decides it's his turn, Grisby reluctantly gives up. Male chimpanzees are larger and heavier than females, weighing 45 to 50 kilograms. But for once, Paddy's size doesn't give him an advantage, and he gives up before it gets embarrassing. In the park's woolly monkey house, life has completely changed for one of its new residents, baby Julio.
He's a fully functioning member of this woolly monkey group now, you know, and is still quite happy when I come and see him. Obviously, he's still quite clingy and wants to sort of have protection and attention and all of that. And so I think we've done really well. I think we've got a healthy, well-adjusted little woolly monkey that's part of a functioning group.
Alison spent 7 months hand-rearing Julio because his mother rejected him. But a few weeks ago, he spent his last night in the company of humans.
Very next morning, I brought him down here. We put him in, and he's never come home again. Julio's still getting 3 milk feeds a day, and he generally takes about 50 mils at a time. So when I come down and visit him, which is just about once a week now, it's not that often, just enough to know that I'm still here and I still care about him and love him dearly, and you know, he actually sort of bounces away after our visits, quite happy to join back with the other woolly monkeys, but clearly quite happy to have seen me and spent a bit of time with me as well. So we sort of have achieved the perfect balance. I mean, I'm quite surprised whether it's that Julio's just a progressive, lovely little monkey, or whether it's that we just got the timings just right on all of his transitions in life. He was young enough that he wasn't still hideously clingy to me, although he was clingy to me, but not too much so that he wasn't prepared to consider other options. And yet he was old enough that he was sort of able to sort of go in with the others and be a relatively happy little camper.
Julio now lives with 2 males and 3 females, including his own birth mother.
Susie and Lena love playing with him, and even his mom has taken a wee bit of interest in him, not too much. Good boy. Okay, little man.
Now, Julio will spend the rest of his life living with the other woolly monkeys, and one day he might even father a baby himself.
Are you hiding, Julio? Good boy. We'll see you later, little man.
Across the park in Hernania's chimp group, there's a medical emergency with one of the females.
Let's go.
She's vomiting, she's passing diarrhea which has become bloody. She's got fluid in her abdomen, and we are very concerned as to why she's taken this turn of events. It's quite possible there's something really nasty happening inside her abdomen. She's a very unhappy animal. She's in pain relief. And we're going in here as an emergency to see if there's anything that's feasible to do. I'm frightened there isn't.
Over the last few weeks, the primate care staff noticed that 10-year-old female Jolene was becoming increasingly unwell. She was losing her hair. Her face was swollen. She had stiff joints, no appetite. She seemed depressed. A few days ago, she was anaesthetized so that the vets could start doing some basic medical tests. They took x-rays, blood tests, and skin biopsies, but the results were inconclusive. The only option now is to do the exploratory operation. In the medical room at Monkey World, Chimpanzee Jolene is ready for surgery. She's only 10 years old, still quite young to be so ill. The staff are worried that she may have a tumour. She arrived at the park 7 years ago from a laboratory in Holland. 3 other females were with her. Although they weren't experimented on, the park is worried that Jolene's physical problems now may have been caused by starting life in such an unnatural environment.
This is weird, Jeremy, because given how she's behaving with the vomiting and everything else, you'd expect to see hugely inflamed guts, which you haven't got.
Looks quite normal, doesn't it?
So I'm deeply puzzled. I can't find anything in the way of an obvious tumour to account for the clinical signs we've had, but I've checked every organ that I can see and it looks normal, except that the stomach itself feels much firmer, thicker, and edematous. That means fluid within the tissue.
Did you see them both?
Mike decides he needs a second opinion. The original investigation was done by wildlife vet John Lewis, so a baffled Mike calls him from the operating theatre.
The guts don't look inflamed. Everything else is normal. So I'm at a loss. I mean, the stomach just does feel doughy, but more than that, I can't say. All right, well, I'm going to take a biopsy from the stomach anyway. Right, okay, well, I'll do that and then close her up. Okie dokes. It may be that by taking everything out and putting it back in again, sometimes in these situations, miracles happen, and that's what we're after. I'm going to take a sample of the stomach wall now, and we'll send that off and see what comes and continue to nurse her. But there's nothing else to explain my symptoms. So, let's close her up.
While Jolene comes round from the anaesthetic, Jeremy and the team will stay with her. In fact, until he's happy that she's beginning to recover, the team won't leave her side. Back with Paddy's group, and the puzzle feeder is still keeping the troop entertained. Grisby is still hogging the pole, and Gamba is still waiting for his turn. Alpha male Paddy waits for no one. He's decided to give the feeder another try, and Grisby finally has to learn to share the treats. Though it's unlikely simply biting the pole will get Paddy anything more than a mouthful of plastic. In chimpanzee society, youngsters like Eddie pick up life skills by watching and learning from others. There are some things worth learning from Dad, Paddy, and there are some things worth forgetting about. Eddie's mum Susie is close by, keeping an eye on her daughter. But the 5-year-old is still determined to get her share and plucks up enough courage to push her luck again with Grisby. In the wild, chimpanzees use stones and sticks as tools to help them get their food more easily. At the park, 26-year-old Buster seems to be one step ahead of the group. He's also using a useful tool. Sneaky Mickey has worked out an even better plan. Why do it yourself when Buster can do all the hard work for you? At last, Susie and her daughter Eddie have their turn on the puzzle feeder. Although Eddie is now much more independent, it's reassuring to have Susie close by, and Mum is definitely the best person to learn from. On the other side of the park, there's another youngster who's growing up fast. Baby orangutan Dinda was rejected by her mum and is being hand-reared by keeper Mike. She's now 3 months old. And just like human babies, that means one thing.
Teething like mad, but I think the best thing for teething on is a finger, which is not really a good idea to let her get into the habit, because when she does get a few teeth through, she'll still think she can do it. You end up getting a really sore finger because it really hurts. You're going to just open your mouth and see. You can just see up to the top, her top gum. There's just 2 little white dots there, which I think are going to be the first 2 teeth that are going to come through. Something I find interesting is that all the ones that I've ever hand-reared, they seem to go through quite a bad time when they're teething. But I've never seen it with one that's being reared by the mother. The babies just don't seem to go through that same sort of torment that some of the hand-reared ones can. Now, whether they just don't show it in the same way or what, it just accepts it, I really don't know, but it's most peculiar. As you can see, she's got hold of my little finger now, and she's got it shoved right down the back of her throat, and she's chewing on it like mad.
It's not just Dinda's teeth that are developing. Her muscles need to grow too.
They tend to get a little bit lazy, so we're now trying to develop her to make her hang on, and as you can see, she's quite capable of hanging on. Yeah, what? You're going to be a footballer when you grow up, are you? Hey? Who are you going to play for? Huh? Yeah? Which team? The feet, if you watch that foot, see how it immediately grips hold of my finger. The other one, she's just got curled up. Open your finger, that's it. But she can hang on quite happily with those feet as well. But I also remember that when Kai was growing up with his mum, Xiao Kuai, that she actually had the same problem when Kai was first starting to, when she was climbing with Kai, that Kai was getting a little bit lazy, and she actually had to sort of put Kai between her knees and use her chin to sort of hold the baby like that as she was trying to climb up. And now Kai's brilliant. Kai can actually cling on, and he's fabulous. So Dinda's going through really the same sort of things. But we're going to make you climb a bit now, aren't we? And we're trying to get her used to going on the back. Can I just have your hand? And just hold on. Because they will actually ride on Mum's back like that. Of course, I haven't got anywhere near as much hair as an orangutan has, so poor Dinda's at a distinct disadvantage. She's got nothing to get hold of except my ears or my earrings, which she's not allowed to touch. But she hasn't quite sussed this one out yet. So the hands haven't really got hold of there. As you see, she's trying to hold on to the hair on my head. I should really have a nice long wig on or something like that for her to hold on to. I can't see what she's doing, but she seems to be quite relaxed up there. Are you doing up there all right, girl? Yeah?
Across the park in the Bachelor's Chimp group, the two newest recruits are still the centre of attention. 13-year-old Charlie has settled in well since his move from the nursery group, and today he's enjoying some attention from high-ranking Jester. Everyone at the park is delighted to see Jester and Charlie bonding. Jester can be pretty aggressive, so it's nice to see him being considerate to his new housemate. And a bit of pampering puts anyone in a good mood. The other newcomer, Gypsy, is enjoying the attention of alpha male Butch. Butch seems to really like him, and Gypsy clearly loves hanging out with the boss. Moving chimps into new groups is always risky. They might not be accepted and there's a chance they won't fit in, but that doesn't seem to be a problem for Gypsy. It looks like he was born to be a boisterous bachelor. New boy Charlie has even managed to entice an older chimp, also called Charlie, into a gentle game. Like us, chimps have a long childhood. They're not considered adults until they're 13 to 15 years old. At 13, new boy Charlie can just about hold on to his childhood and enjoy playtime. But at 22, older Charlie soon loses interest in messing about. He prefers more mature activities, like grooming. But new boy Charlie doesn't give up, and soon he's worked his magic on the whole group. It's playtime all round. Back with baby orangutan Dinda, her life lessons are continuing. She is taken into the orangutan nursery group on a regular basis. When she's ready, this will be her new home, so it's important she gets used to their lifestyle.
This is not a human baby. This is an orangutan baby. We sort of do things like mums would do, pick them up, look at their nails. And as you can see, she's quite happy to be pulled in this sort of direction and picked up. And I'm sure Xiao Kuai would have actually sort of been grooming little Kai and pulling him about like this, down his ears and all sorts of things. And that's the sort of thing that we do with little Dinda here, is treat her like her mum would, so that she grows up thinking she's an orangutan. Very important orangutan. You know, my job's not to make babies out of them. I don't want something that's going to start crying and whinging for me every time it sees me. You know, if they can be part of that group, then that's great. That's my job, and you know, we've all done it well. If they think of themselves as an orangutan, you know, they're not to grow up thinking of themselves as human beings. We know how to do it now properly, so that we can make orangutans and not funny little cross things. That's good, isn't it? Eh?
Next time, we find out if chimpanzee Jolene recovers from her mystery illness. And we catch up with the park's youngest chimp babies, Ash and Rodders.